is loud here. You can barely hear yourself think of the Leeds Sports Village. Round 21 underway. And it's the Leigh Leopards against the Leeds Rhinos. And it will be the Leopards with first use of the ball. 7 wins in 8 for Leigh. Their only blip, that high-scoring loss at Headingley in round 16. Leeds looking to bounce back from that heartbreaking, gut-wrenching loss at Wakefield when they lost to that Mason Lino drop goal, the last kick of the match. Leopards have been in good form. Can they keep that going here? Lamb pops it up. Holton will take it in. Up to the 40 they go. Conditions perfect here. And the crowd louder than we've heard them for a long time. Kick downfield. Should be gathered on the full. It is. Here's the debut boy. Well, look at this. Whoever scores first wins, Barry. It's as simple as that.
Well, Chris Hankinson gratefully getting his first touch in a Leeds Rhinos shirt. Quickly followed up by Ryan Hall. And you're right to mention the atmosphere. It's a different atmosphere. It's loud. It's chaotic. You can still see the remnants of all the smoke and fireworks. You've just got to settle into the game. The first 10 or 15 minutes should be explosive.
O'Connor gets it away. Watkins finds Jake Connor. Miller just had to reach, but bumps one off. He's going through. Still going, Lockie Miller. Up towards the 30. He'll play it now. And here's Jake Connor. Cooper Jenkins runs it forward. Good first set this for Leeds. What can they do at the end of this one? They're going to that short side. They're going to stand up the kick. They're going to invite a contest under the ball. Ball batted down, poked forward by Gannon. He gets it back. Well, the referee, I think, is going to deem that there's been an error in there, and it will be the turnover.
Yeah, you're right. They did make good meters in defence, and then when it was their time with the ball, Leeds Rhinos put a pressure kick in, trying to build some pressure, make Leigh and their advance upfield that little bit more difficult.
One meeting was in round 16. Plenty of points that night. Will we have as much fun tonight? Or is it going to be a little bit more tight? Leigh at home. Normally very, very tough to beat, as Wigan and Hull Kingston Rovers have found out in recent weeks. Here is Trout. Drives it forward. Pape pops it up. So much at stake for both sides tonight. Last one, Lamb under pressure will send it high. Downfield, Miller waits, collects it on the full, launches himself forward. And a tight opening to what is a crucial game in round 21.
And a crucial part of the game. It was 10-15 minutes into the game against Wakefield where Leeds Rhinos started to force some offloads. There was a couple early on in the first half, early on in the second half, that just gave the advantage to Wakefield. So you might see a different attitude for Leeds in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Here's Palacia. Strong carry, opens up in front of him. Good run. Gets off his knees. Here's Brodie Croft. Turns it back for Harry Newman. Harry Newman looking for a pass. Fires it wide to Connor. Connor now looks to engage. Can he find a pass? No. Brought down inside the 20. Last one here. Ball works its way. It's a set restart. On the last tackle, here's Miller. 10 out from the line. And it's a first real chance for either side. It's the Rhinos who have it. Watkins to Palacia. Straightens it up, looks to offload, finds Watkins again. Plenty of blue shirts moving. Here's McDonald, finds Newman. Big step from him, but wrapped up by the red and white of the Leopards. 5 out from the line. Leeds with a great chance here to open up the scoring. Here's Watkins, short pass. But Leigh all over that particular manoeuvre.
Big cry forward from the crowd.
Ball back now to Miller. Dummies, then looks to put the kick in for Croft. Who's going to get there first? Did Croft get a hand on this? Leeds celebrate. I think Croft might have got this down. Right. Referee's going to hand it upstairs. Have the Leeds Rhinos got off to a perfect start? Offside for the kick.
Okay, we have a live call of try. We're checking onside, offside. Everyone to the right is onside, so we can just go to the grounding, please. Corner view. Who grounds this ball first? Is it Croft or New? Just run that back, please. Go slow from this point. Have we got any other angle on that, please? It just goes a little bit. Can we find the opposite corner? Okay, we're just waiting to get another replay on that. It's Croft that gets to the ball first. Could we go to the other corner view, please? Slow, please. Slow. Okay, run this back, please. Okay, Croft touches the ball. If we go really slow, Croft touches the ball there. There is then, go back a couple more frames, please. He touches the ball, he then must catch hold or re-grip as it comes away. There's separation at that point. I'm happy I've viewed the angles I need. I've made my decision.
Well, Brodie Croft did get a touch on the ball, but he didn't ground it. An early let-off for the Leopards. An early missed opportunity for Leeds. There'll be a big cheer from the home fans when this is announced. Big chance gone.
Well, good effort from Leigh in defence, answering those questions. It was a really clever kick put in by Leeds. Both half-backs combining, Jake Connor putting the kick in, Brodie Croft chasing hard, but the Leigh Leopards will gain some confidence for the way that they defended and held out.
Brodie Croft couldn't ground the ball, and the Leopards now will look to return with some attacking threat of their own. Tessie New, what a signing he's been in the Super League. He has been outstanding. They wanted a set restart there, they're not going to get one. Here's Lamb with a no-look pass, finds O'Brien. New deal for him, we'll keep him at the LSV for another year. Edwin Epape gets it away. Vangawi drives it forward. Plays it inside Leeds territory. Here's Lamb, short pass. Finds Hodgson, well wrapped up by Croft. But a chance for an attacking kick here for the Leopards. So go to O'Brien. He's going to send it high. Charnley's after it. Miller underneath it. Gets his hands on it and he's tackled 5 off his own line.
Another good set in possession by Leigh. Discipline. They know where they want to put the kick. They know where they want to place Leeds Rhinos. Defended well in the opening 5 minutes, and then their first real chance with the ball at this end of the field was fairly efficient.
Here's Hankinson. On debut, a good pickup. Not been a great 24-48 hours for Salford. The ball up to the 40 for Leeds. There's Cooper Jenkins. Last one fired back to Brodie Croft. He'll launch it downfield. Hodgson will wait, catches it on the full. You know where this is going, straight back at Leeds. Tackle me if you can.
Good position by the fullback. Had a couple of dropsies last week early on in the game. Quickly got rid of that. But his first touch this week on the front foot, gaining metres for his side.
Here forward goes Amila Hanley. Try score in that big point scoring affair at Headingley. Round 16. Here go the Leopards up towards halfway again. Leeds looking to slow things down if they can. But they have done, but not to the liking of the referee. This time it's a set restart. Bit of a juggle there in contact, but the Leopards get another go here from halfway. Pape finds O'Brien, finds Lamb, gets it away to Hodgson, books off. Hanley gets the ball away. Did it hit a knee? I think it did. It'll be play on.
There.
I think it hit a knee, Barry.
Yeah, I thought there was a knock on it. Said it's come off his heel. Referee consistent with that 6 again, 1 each. It was a loose offload.
Yeah, it didn't go to hand. Here now is O'Brien. O'Brien gets it away. Here's Leo. Here is that. Yeah, did it the calf, didn't it? Here's Lamb, gets it away to Tessie New. Little kick step, runs straight at Newman. Bulldoze it, run! I thought the volcano was back in Super League there, Barry. Great carry, great defence. Here's Lamb, little grubber kick through. Miller picks it up on his own line and does well to get in play.
Well done, well handled there, but yeah, you're right. Big Leslie Vinicolo, he looks a lot like him, doesn't he?
Look at this from the Leopards. No way out for Leeds. Goal line dropper.
The game's just ratcheting up a little bit at a time. Awesome work by Leigh in defence. Jared O'Connor coming out from dummy half. He's upright. And the Leigh Leopards defenders keep him up and drive him backwards. Leigh Leopards with this big, vociferous crowd behind them now. We'll have a look at Leeds' goal line defence.
They go long with a restart. Collected on halfway. Run back with intent, but Jenkins and Cole hold their ground. All now with Lamb. Gets it away to Trout. Plenty of talk about this young fella. He'll be having his best season in Super League. We'll play it now to Pape. He gets it away to Lamb. Lamb finds O'Brien, digs into the line. Can't quite get through it. Good tackle there on Hughes. But the Leopards now on the prowl. Here is Lamb. Gets it away to Houghton. Houghton looking with a big fend. But Newman stood his ground and makes the tackle. Couple left in this set for Leigh. Are we about to get some points at the Leigh Sports Village? Short pass taken in off Ngawe, finds Lamb. Lamb now thinking about the pass, gets it away to Hanley. Hanley looking to get to an edge, he's got through! Oh, what a try! His old man had to be proud of that one. Brilliant footwork from Hanley. And he scores the opening try of the night. 10 on the clock, and the Leopards explode with the first points of the night.
Well, beautiful explosion of power and speed by Umila Hanley. They've hardly been down this end of the field at all. The thing you admire about Leigh while they're in attack, there's never a one-up carry. Everybody's in motion, everybody's moving. A skip, a step, and an acceleration. Brilliant stuff from Umila Hanley. Starts with the offload. Everybody looking to get involved. Ash Hanley just grabbing. Just gives Umila Hanley the time, the space and the opportunity.
Exceptional footwork from an exceptional young talent. And all the guys were talking this fella up as a possible Ashes inclusion. Well, that injury to Herbie Farnworth, the door might be open.
Absolutely. Great try-scoring form as well. 5 in the last 6 for Hanley. Knows where the try line is.
Couple last week in that big comeback over Warrington. Can O'Brien slot the goal here? 71%. Not the usual O'Brien standards, and a tough one to open up here. All across the face of the post. 4 points to 0 then, but this is the man with yet another assist that takes him further clear at the top of the Super League. Top try assist, 29 for the season. Lachlan Lamb delivers again for Leigh.
He makes himself available wherever the ball is, keeps in motion, keeps those feet moving, ends up with the ball back. But the dancing feet of Umila Hanley. It's a poor attempt from Leeds. But the opportunity taken by Leigh Leopards.
It was taken in style as well. Brilliant try. And forward go the Leopards. So Leeds had the opportunity. Brodie Croft couldn't ground that kick from Miller. And Leeds are made to pay. Pape pointing. Gets it away here now. Ball carried forward. Good carry as well. Really strong run. There's plenty of intent about this Leopard side. Here is Lamb, sends a kick downfield. He's going for the 40-20, but he's not quite got enough on it. Knocked back by Hankinson. He might be going into touch here. He might be going into touch. He is. What an effort! Lamb's kick didn't quite have it, but look at the reaction of this team. This team are on a mission.
Mark, that was on the third tackle. Kicked early, that tells me that both chase and kicker completely in sync. It's the centre and winger. Myla Hanley in and around the ball again. There's Keenan Brand there for support. And another opportunity. The previous try came from good work in defence when they forged Jared O'Connor back over the sideline. Will they come away with points again from that defensive effort?
Hankinson carried in the touch. Leigh looking to double up their lead. Here they go now. Ball carried in by Hughes inside the 10. Big test of Leeds defence early on here. O'Brien finds Leigh, gets it away. Through the hands they go. Here is Bailey Hodgson, wrapped up. Bit of contact off the ball there. Here goes Leigh, he's wrapped up. Pape waits, poised. Short pass, they're looking to try and power over. That's a great tackle, Gannon it was. Will hold them up over the line.
It's just gorgeous ball movement. So many options available for Leigh.
Here they go again, they're not hanging around. Here is the pass, finds Lamb, knocked down, collecting her in! Takes a deflection, but Brandon got a hat-trick ahead in lead round 16. He's on the board. It was his tackle that got Hankinson in touch, and he's on the end of the move. Leigh by 8.
Well, Leigh Leopards attacking through defence. Chris Hankinson over on that left side defence for Leeds. Well, here he is. He's probably not urgent enough to get to that ball, allows it to bounce and bobble. And all that time, it's extra fractions of a second for Leigh in defence. Amazing effort to push him over the sideline. Ash Hanley and Hankinson outnumbered with a man out on the edge, that man being Keenan Brand, who simply hugs his chalk. He has to go in, and if he goes in, Hankinson, he has to make the tackle or at least get the ball. He does neither, and the ricochet just drops into the hand of Keenan Brand.
Nice finish. He's been amongst the tries as well. That first Super League hat-trick was in vain at Headingley, but the early signs are that the Leopards are out for revenge tonight. Another tough kick for O'Brien. O'Brien from out wide then. Just sends it the wrong side of the post. So 8 points to 0 in favour of the Leopards. And the damage being done down that right-hand side.
Oh, it's a wonderful finish. And again, I'm complimenting the ball handling. I know there's a ricochet there, and it's fortunate for Leigh, but when they are marching downfield, they're not just a battering ram down the middle. There's ball movement, there's plays available, there's passes made. The skill and energy is far better than their opponents at this point.
Well, look at the stats so far, all in favour of Leigh, and that's showing on the scoreboard as well.
Meters made. Again, it's partly due to the power of the carry, but it's also about the options and the passing options available.
Here's Trout, going to be wrapped up. Did start his career at Leeds, a handful of appearances there. Here is O'Brien, he's looking at a 40-20 as well.
Again.
But Miller is back, and this time the Leigh chase. Well, they're going to push him back, they're going to pick him up and drive him back.
Wow. They are on fire defensively, the Leigh Leopards. There was some urgency from Lockie Miller to get back and get that ball, but again, manhandled and driven back. It's punishing defence from Leigh.
It is just a reminder, since that loss at Leeds, they've beaten Wigan, Hulkinson Rovers, St Helens and Warrington. They are on a roll at the moment, and they're going to take some stopping. Here is Newman.
There's a Pape special.
O'Connor gets it away. Here's Palacia. Leeds going to hit back with some firepower of their own. They'll move it wide. Here's Hanley. Hanley can't get the pass away. Good tackle. 30 out. Told to get to his feet. Connor gets it to Miller. Wasn't really expecting it. He finds Gannon. Gannon floats over the top. Collected on the full. And Leigh will get it back just outside their own 10.
Disarray from Leeds at the back end of the set. I'm just thinking about that Pape hit. I always think to myself, whenever I see one coming, I always think, why? Why would you run at him?
Now penalty. Leeds offsides. Adding to their woes early on.
Poor kick at the end of the set. A lack of discipline. Get back on side, stay on side. We're in a bit of free fall Leeds at the minute. Something Brad Arthur spoke about before the game. Discipline with and without the ball. Let them down against Wakefield. And they're wobbling here at the minute.
And the first quarter of this match has gone by in what seems a blink of an eye. But it's been the Leopards who have been dominant early on. Here they go again, more willing runners. Leigh takes it forward. Pape now finds Lamb. Lamb short, Tessignew changes the angle. Brushes off McDonald. Jenkins held on to him, 20 out here. The Leopards looking for more. O'Brien gets it to Lamb. Lamb short to Hughes. Hughes can't get the offload away. Leeds this time defend it well. Last one. Lamb waits. Going to send the kick back down that side. Hasn't got the depth on it. Brand will get there. Ball batted back. Kick forward again. Miller will collect it. Again, he does so well to get back in the field of play. And up to the 10. Well done, Lockie Miller.
Even when they're making it up at the back end of the set, Leigh Leopards, the bounce of the ball is going for them. Lockie Miller had to do exceptionally well to get out.
Great footwork.
Oh, Bailey Hodgson almost gets him behind the dead ball line. But the energy tanks now in favour of the Leigh Leopards. They look full of energy.
Leigh trying to keep Leeds inside. Don't forget, plenty more to come. What a night tomorrow night. Warrington-Wigan live 7:30 Sky Sports Plus, and Wakefield Saints. That is a massive game in terms of the top 6. 7:55 Sky Sports Plus. Hull KR Castleford on Saturday at 2:55. Huddersfield take on the Dragons at 5:25, and on Sunday we're at Hull as they take on the beleaguered Red Devils. Charnley collects on the full. Don't forget, every Monday the Bench podcast with Jenna and John, always worth subscribing to. And the verdict, 3:30 on Sky Sports News every Wednesday with Jenna and John. So much to look forward to. This is just the opening piece of round 21. Tessignews offload picked up by Hodgson. Good ankle tackle by Croft, got enough of the fullback to stop him. Here's a Pape, just had a peek round the corner. Gets it away, collected by Hanley. Hanley's wrapped up by Gannon. Here's Hughes again. To weather a bit of a storm, but those missed kicks mean it is only 8 points. Here's Lamb, finds Hodgson. Always looks a threat. Looks like he's going to explode at any moment. Trout finds himself at dummy half. Gets it away to O'Brien, sends it high. This could be a tester for Miller. Holton's after him, and Holton will get him inside the 10. Leeds at the moment, they're not getting room to breathe, are they?
No, there's an intensity in the kick chase team from Leigh. And you look at line speed off the back of it as well. They know exactly what they want to do to Leeds. And they're carrying that game plan out to the letter.
Here's Newman looking across field. At the moment, completing at 100%. Making life hard for the Rhinos. Ball finds its way to Connor, looking for one of those 40-20 efforts. He's got one. This is a great kick. Wow, Jake Connor turns the pitch around. Leeds having to defend for large parts. Well, it's becoming a trademark now. Connor picks his spot and nails pulls it.
Well, that's exactly what the Rhinos needed. A little bit of field possession and some relief. They've been under siege for the last 10, 12 minutes over to our left.
Here's Jenkins, so Leeds with an unexpected chance. Can they get their first points? Not been down here since Croft dropped that ball over the line. Here is Watkins, wrapped up, 5 out. Jared O'Connor waits. He gets it away now to Connor, drops it back for Cooper Jenkins, but Leigh were waiting. Mulhern back into the action, makes the tackle on his own line. Ball now finds Watkins. For a little bit route one at the moment from Leeds. Leigh handling it so far. Ball swings its way to Miller. He finds Brodie Croft. Miss out pass finds Newman. Tessie News all over him. Got the ball away. Play on. Good offload. Here's Croft. Finds Connor. O'Connor, sorry, gets it away now. Fires it wide to Jake Connor. Connor with a big step. Looking to go through the gap. Wrapped up better from Leeds. Last one here. Told to get to their feet. Just slows things down. Here's Brodie Croft. Floats it across, looking for Newman. Newman can't get off the ground, but they'll get the second best. In fact, they're going to get more than that. They're going to get a penalty here. I think there's a Shepherd that kept out the Leeds players, and it's a penalty.
Yeah, you're right. It's a nice kick on the head of the centre and winger, probably splitting them both. There's a little collision in back play.
Here come Leeds from the restart. Miller going, he's going to go in. Lucky Miller, an individual bit of brilliance, and Leeds are on the board. So the penalty proves crucial. Leeds get another go, and Lockie Miller gets Leeds' first try of the night.
Well, it's the first 4 points, and Lockie Miller gets it, but put it down to the 40-20 of Jake Connor, taking control of the direction of his team, buying some field position, and it's a wonderfully executed kick. He saw the space, took the opportunity, then backed that up with a penalty from this kick. There's a collision in black pay. You can see Lockie Miller just getting in the way of the Leeds player, and then one of the most dangerous players in Super League, Lockie Miller, flirting and skirting across the line, looking for somebody to just flick off, and that somebody is Gareth O'Brien. You can probably chuck Jack Hughes in there as well with the confusion, but he gets the Rhinos into the game.
Nice bit of brilliance from Miller. Scored in that win over Leigh back in June. Missed the early part of the season, but he's becoming a huge part of this Leeds Rhinos side. Talks of a new contract in the offing for him as well.
That work he does in backfield, kick returns, all the meters he makes, leads the charts with over 3,000 meters with ball in hand, and 4 tries in his last 6, so again knows where that try line is.
We talk a lot about coaches, Barry, and what they can do for players. Well, no doubt in Lockie Miller is a better player for Leeds since Brad Arthur took over. Yeah. 64% the odds here for Jake Connor. Brad Arthur, we'll find out on Monday. Will he be at Leeds next year? This is to get the arrears down to 2. Oh, he's absolutely miscued that to the max. A shocker, but Leeds have halved the deficit.
Well, it just goes to show in terms of the Rhinos what a bit of field position and possession will give to them. Made 5 errors so far in the opening 26 minutes. It was something that brought them down against Wakefield and made it an uphill task. Ultimately, they lost against Wakefield. The lessons learned, well, they came into the game tonight with an attitude of getting rid of them. They haven't so far.
Look at that, 100%, 13 out of 13. Leeds at 67%, but the difference only 4. But those errors, Leeds will want to fix that up, even though it's only early on here. Right, Leeds having got on the board, what can they do with their next set? McDonald is wrapped up. Watkins gets it away, taken forward by Jenkins. Good run from him. Eventually succumbs in the tackle. Will play it to Jared O'Connor. Finds Jake Connor. Finds Gannon. Good to see him back after 4 out. Here's Watkins at pace. Gets it to Croft. Croft finds McDonald. Had a bit of a juggle but held onto it well. Wrapped up by Halton. Nice one. Croft goes high. Ball taken by Leeds, but they can't get it away. And that was Hanley underneath it. Did so well to take it. Never took his eye off it. But the collision enough to knock him to ground. And Leigh gratefully close him down.
It was a challenge in a contest, wasn't it? Wasn't quite deep enough to put Leigh and Keenan Brand under stress and pressure.
Good shot there from Jenkins.
This game is exactly what we thought it would be, an even battle, a close contest.
Well, look, these are two teams right in the mix for the playoffs, and they're playing at playoff intensity here. The Pape can't break free. Good work this time, McDonald. Ball now with Hodgson. Takes it forward over the halfway line. Pape in at dummy half on tackle 5. Finds Lamb. Lamb picks his spot, makes Hall backpedal on his own line, will catch him, heads off infield. He's tackled 15 off his own line. Real battle developing here.
I think the Leopards have been really disciplined in attack and defence, and it's been that lack of discipline that's been evident for Leeds. And you talked about those kicks that they've missed, only 8-4 on the scoreboard. They had a dominant period of about 15 minutes.
Here's Sam Lasonic, the wrecking ball thrown into the action by Brad Arthur. And now a penalty. So Lasonic having an impact.
That's what he does, week in, week out. He's probably got 6 to 8 carries with intensity. And focuses on collision and leg drive and just being a big, awkward man to handle. That's his job. That's what his coach and team require of him. And they've got a penalty off the back of it tonight.
Yeah, maybe hands on the face there from, is it Liu? Here come Leeds again then, looking to level it up. Jared O'Connor waits, got to try at Wakefield, but wasn't enough to get Leeds to victory. Here they go again. Oh, big run there. Alton knocked out of the way by Palacia. Here now goes Croft, short pass into the face of Gannon. Brad Arthur looks on. That wasn't in the playbook. They had plenty of bodies moving there.
They fluffed the lines into that combination over on the left side. He's got the lines wrong. It was a big carry, wasn't it? First of all from Palacia. But yeah, he wasn't expecting the ball out the back. Out the back was Brad Arthur's call.
McNamara into the action. Here's Mulhern, another one who started off at Leeds. There's Edwin Ipapo, look, just have been struggling a little bit early stages tonight. Ball moving through the hands. Hanley collects it. Hanley bumped off one, couldn't stay on his feet. There's a collision over on the far side between Connor and Brand.
I like what Adrian Lamb said about Edwin Ipapo in the last match. He said that's just how he looks. That's how he is. He's constantly struggling and managing that body.
Here now is a high kick, a tester for Miller on his line. Gets up off the ground and takes the ball. Good work from Miller again. He'll play it now inside the 10. Some tough carries here. Good run though from Hankinson.
Still at 100%, Leigh Leopards. Incredible discipline with the ball.
And credit to Leeds that they're only 4 in arrears. Here's Bentley into the action from the bench, an early carry for him. Watkins.
Another ex-Leeds player, James Bentley. 3 of them in the ranks for Leeds and 2 for Leigh.
Well, look at this. Connor picks his spot, going for the 40-20 again. Oh, good catch, Charlie. Above his head. Might not be textbook, but it was effective. But how confident is he? Jake Connor went one way, then went the other with a 40-20 effort.
Well, he's the type of player, if he gets something, if he sees it in the game, he downloads that data and he works out when he's best to use it. It worked for him previously, he's tried it again.
There's Davis. Bench has been getting fully used here as Mulhern spins as well to hang on to that in contact. Ball now with Lamb, short pass, Houghton, good tackle there. Had to be as well from Croft. Last one, here is O'Brien, sends it high. Has he put too much on this one? He has. Out on the full, so an error.
Is that the first mistake? 33 minutes on the clock. And he's been putting it in that corner. That's his preference. The Leigh Leopards think they can handle Ryan Hall when he's returning that ball.
Good communication there from Miller and Hall. They had that one covered. So Leeds will get it back. A chance, 6.5 to the break. Potentially to level up. Gannon into contact. Watkins to Lissoni. Lissoni backs his way over the halfway line. Plays it now. Here's Brodie Croft. Croft into the line, finds Miller. Back for Newman. Newman now, ball over the top for Watkins. Good from Leeds. Wide pass finds Connor. He gets it away to Gannon. Gannon looks to get round one, finds Hanley. Hanley now cuts back in field. Dances across the field, looking to try and find a way through, but Leigh stop him. 2 left in the set. Here goes Watkins again. Digs into the line. Croft just had to wait for the pass. Croft now runs back to his left. He's tackled 20 out. And this is the last one for Leeds. Connor waits at first receiver. He will get his hands on it. He's going to hoist the kick high. Back across the field. Here come the likes of Hanley. Ball's on the ground. Set restart. Croft collects it, just decides to settle things down. Back-to-back sets for the Rhinos. Ball carried forward. 5 out from the line. Our Leeds about to level up here. Lissoni going for it. Just as he did at Wakefield, he finds his way to the line and he's got it again! Big Sam Lissoni powers his way over to the side of the post. He's a try-scoring machine this season. His 6th of the campaign. And with 5 to go to the break, Leeds are a kick away from being in front.
Well, it was a kick from Jake Connor that Bailey Hodgson failed to handle, that give that repeat possession. He jumps up high, and because of the contest that Hodgson and Hanley have had a few times, the ball is spilled. And Leigh are probably guilty of having a look at all the action, all the bodies, all the blue shirts out wide. And as a young kid, you are taught, deal with the threat. The ball is always the threat. And there are 3 defenders, 4 defenders around Sam Lissoni, but they can't hold a big man up.
Looked like they had him covered. And there you see it. Sam Lissoni grounds it. Well, somebody's been giving him some stick.
I think the large contingent to our right had questioned maybe his diet, maybe his intake of calories, and he's just answered with 4 points.
He has. Jake Connor might be having some words with the Leigh fans as well. And the way he connected with that first kick, he might do well just to concentrate on what's in front of him here. Should be a formality. So Leeds fans we can hear singing here. And should this go through, they'll be in front for the first time tonight. And Connor's kick is good. Leeds in front. They lead 10 points away. A reminder, win for the Rhinos tonight. They go 4th at the expense of St Helens.
Well, a big 4 and now 6 points for the Rhinos. 35 minutes. We're just looking at the half-time changing rooms. And Leigh Leopards, for all that discipline, working at 100% completion. It was 14 sets out of 14 sets completed until that missed kick from Gareth O'Brien. And look at the possession. At one point, that was 65% possession to the Leigh Leopards.
We mentioned it as well as Leigh have been playing. Credit to the Rhinos. Here goes Lasoni again. Well, this time the red and white wall stops him in his tracks. What a pulsating half of rugby this has been. Big weekend in the race for the playoffs. Ball's dropped on the ground by Gannon. And Leigh are going to get a chance here to get back in front.
It's a big tackle, isn't it? Gareth O'Brien on a much bigger man. He's been giving him early ball. Jake Connor, as soon as he's had possession, give Morgan Gannon early ball. Probably wants Morgan Gannon to keep making Gareth O'Brien make those defensive efforts, make those defensive decisions, but Gaz O'Brien says, no, I'm not having none of that.
Just had some defending to do, Leigh. Now they get a chance with ball in hand. And they're going to fire it towards Hanley. And tries to get round Ash Handley. It's the Leeds man who comes out on top in that battle. Leeds have just got a really big set to defend here. And they've worked so hard to get themselves back in front. They will not want to give this away. Ball now works its way. Mulhern finds Lamb, gets it away to Hodgson. Hodgson trying to bump off. Can't get rid of Hall. Into the final couple of minutes then here of an exciting opening half. Couple of tackles left. Leeds so far so good. Davis finds O'Brien. Flick pass. They get it wide to Brand. Brand surrounded by sliding Leeds defenders. Last one here for the Leopards. Ball will find O'Brien. O'Brien finds Lamb. Lamb ball over the top, looking for Charnley. Beats him and finds the sideline. And the pass never really on.
Well, big celebrations in the Rhinos ranks at this point here. Ryan Hall isolated with his opposite Josh Charnley in front of him, but it was an ambitious pass. It was into the path of Josh Charnley, but I think because of the position of Ryan Hall, Charnley was never committed. Good defence over on the left in the previous one, and on that last one over on the right for Leeds.
Yeah, we are into the final few seconds of the first half here. Leeds have nudged themselves in front.
It's hard to believe that they're in front, Leeds, when you think about the effort, the patience, the skill that has gone into the game from Leigh Leopards in probably 25 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, it has. Here's O'Connor, finds Connor, short pass. Trying to bump off defenders, Leeds, as they make their way over the halfway line. It's Gannon who's wrapped up. Is there one late bit of drama to come? Watkins as well to keep it alive, finds Croft. Croft dummies, gets it away to Newman. Newman's just going to roll the kick down the sideline. He stumbles. Ball is collected by Hodgson. Hodgson throws himself into the contact. Knocks Bentley backwards, but Bentley gets his man.
With no regard for his body, Bailey Hodgson. Route one. Carries that ball into collision as hard as he can.
Here's Mulhern, offloads it. Hooter sounds in the background. Tessie New heads off. Can he find an offload? He stands in the tackle, and that will do it. Well, ran half the side. We're on the wrong end of it early on. Adrian Lamb's side with quick-fire tries from Amila Hanley and Keenan Brand, led by 8 points to 0. Lockie Miller got a wonderful individual try. Sam Lasoni, a trademark barge over from close range. Cheers, Jenna. Teams out for the second half then, and a big second half it is indeed. A win for Leigh will send them into the top 2 But for Leeds, a victory will see them jump into the top 4 at the expense of St Helens. They have a tricky-looking tie tomorrow night at Wakefield. Brad Arthur, well, we'll find out on Monday what his future holds. But tonight, it's all about the win and getting back into that top 4. Can Leeds complete the job, or will Adrian Lamb's team turn it around? They came and left it late last week here against Warrington. Barry McDermott, who's going to come out on top and why?
Well, this is a very, very finely balanced game. It's exactly what we wanted and what we expected. It could be an error, it could be a moment of brilliance, it could be a defensive effort, but one thing's for sure, you cannot predict who's going to win at this point.
Leeds have it. Second half, here's Watkins. Leeds looking to play from deep inside their own half of the field, and almost they broke away there. Good work. Eventually gets the tackle on Miller, as here goes Bentley. Leeds making good progress up towards halfway here. Watkins again, this time carries over halfway. Sonny, short pass, trying to get McDonald through a gap, but Leigh are all over that. They're all over him.
Big meters made by Leeds with ball in hand.
Certainly is.
For the first set after half-time.
Oh, was that high? Was that high? Oh, it's a saver for Leeds. They were in all sorts of trouble there, but Lamb got his tackle wrong. They had Leeds under the pump, but Lamb's high shot is punished.
It's that right foot step from Brodie Croft. He's just trying to put pressure. Lachlan Lamb just leaves that arm out. And the point I was making about the meters made with Leeds, with ball in hand from Leigh, they would have wanted to dominate that first set of 6. They would have wanted good line speed, good contact, good control. And for me, they've failed, Mark.
Well, there come Leeds then. Ended the first half in the ascendancy. Can they add to their lead? Oh, has that ball come out? He's done well to keep hold of that, Callum Watkins, that is for sure. Ball now works its way to Bentley. Bentley trying to bend the line. There it is again. Oh, he kept it off the floor, but we'll have a look at that again. Here's Miller, short pass, trying to get McDonald through. Held on to him well in traffic. Took a big shot from Davis to stop him. But Leeds now knocking on the door. Ball works its way to Croft. He'll find Connor. Connor gets it away now. Here's Ash Hanley.
Good defence from Leigh again. Numbers in the tackle. Not stressed one bit.
No, last one. Connor going to float it across towards Newman. Hasn't got the depth. Newman will catch it. Gets it away. Try Leeds. Bentley. Right place, right time. And the Rhinos extend their lead. Newman got it highest. And Leeds score. They lead by 6.
And that all goes back to the attitude that Leigh Leopards came out of the dressing rooms at half-time. They didn't apply themselves in defence. They allowed Leeds to gain the meters that they needed. And Bentley gets the first points of the second half. Here's the penalty. Brodie Croft steps off the right leg. A flailing arm from Lachlan Lamb. The referee with no option. Callum Watkins, well, does he keep hold of the ball? He definitely fumbles it, traps it between his legs. I think that's legal, Mark. The ball doesn't hit the floor, but the kick, the chase, the challenge, and Bentley making himself available for where the ball is. It was a feature of the first half. The centres, both of them, Newman and Ash Hanley, getting up, challenging for the ball, and James Bentley delighted in front of those travelling fans.
Had a spell on loan here. Has scored here before for Leeds. Second of the season. Connor's hoping for a second goal of the night to make it an 8-point lead. And this for 16 unanswered points for Leeds. From right in front. Strikes it through the middle, and Leeds have added to their half-time lead. They lead by 16 points to 8.
Well, Leeds, because of the commitment that they've got in chasing those kicks, have scored 14 tries so far in 2025. They make it hard. It's a difficult place to defend at the best of times. But Frankie Holton in and around the vicinity, he's ineffective at best. And just lets Leeds get that ball first.
Big try for the Rhinos. Leeds on top. Here goes Lasoni now. Runs it back with intent over the 20. Leigh have got to find some answers here. Leeds going to make it a quick-fire double over the Leopards. Beat them in round 16 at Headingley. And they're on the way tonight as well. Here's Connor, finds Gannon. Gannon over the 40. Leeds again are making meters.
Whenever a team is making more than 10 metres per carry, that is a worry for the defence. They're getting over the advantage line with ease.
Here is Connor, sends it high. Testing kick here for Charnley. In the end, he made that look easy, used his experience there.
Well taken by Charnley. You think back to that first half where Leigh, when putting kicks in, chased with an energy and enthusiasm that put off players like Chris Hankinson.
All coming forward here for Leigh. Will not be too worried about the scoreline as it stands at the moment. They were behind this score last week and found a way to win it.
Absolutely, and they only probably got that win in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Here now is Lamb, will send it high. Miller collects on the full. Leigh have been on the right end of some close scoring games. Leeds have been on the wrong end of a few, including last time we saw them at Wakefield when they were beaten by a point.
Is it 6 games where they've beaten in a game where it's been in the balance and they've failed to get over the line and get the win?
Oh, that's an error. That's an error. Hankinson comes up with an error. Not what Leeds needed.
Celebrations from Hanley. Celebrations from Leigh. Another one of those forced stroke, unforced errors. Big opportunity for the Leopards.
Hankinson on debut tonight, having joined from Salford during the week. O'Brien will feed the scrum. Leigh looking to narrow the deficit. Ball in the hands of Tessie New. He rampages forward again. This stadium comes into life when he's on it. Here now is Halton now. He drives it forward inside the 20.
This stadium rattles when he's on the ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe they didn't get him on it enough in the first half. Here's Liu. He's still pumping the legs. 5 out. Here come the Leopards now. O'Brien gets it away. Oh, big shot from Hankinson. Tried to make amends for his earlier error. 5 out, the Leopards. Slow play of the ball low. Here now, McNamara finds Liu. He's up to the 10, but Leeds, credit to them, get plenty of blue shirts in the picture and make the tackle. Just looked a little bit slow there. What can they do here? Lamb injects a bit of life. Angled carry, needs to find an offload. Find McNamara. Now they're kicking out wide. Brand's after it. Brand against Hankinson, collects it in goal. And now it'll be a 20-metre 7-tackle restart. Adrian Lamb not happy with the kick there, but Hankinson has the ball played quickly. Miller goes without it. Well, if he takes that in, he might have scored. Picked up by Brand, and Leigh get a gift set. Leeds gambled. They were inches away from going the length of the field.
They didn't need to do it. Patience is what they needed. Hankinson collects the ball, makes up for his mistake. And there you go. Newman, well, he sees him in space, hitting a line, the pass is behind him, the mistake is made.
Well, you mentioned right at the start some errors they made at Wakefield in their own end of the field, ultimately cost them the match. Is that an error that gets Leigh right back in it? I think Jack Hughes is struggling here, might have to go for a head injury assessment. And the referee, I think, has stopped play here. Well, the Leigh fans are booing, but the referee has stopped play because the physio did signal that he needed a head injury assessment.
Yeah, and quite right too. Jack Hughes needs to take the time. A fairly chaotic 60 seconds. And Jack Hughes is one of the toughest about. If he's staying down on one knee, the physio recognises that.
I think the doctor now has been waved off, so...
Don't look healthy, does it?
Well, look. Ooh, might be a poke in the eye more than an impact injury.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a green card.
Yeah, he's going to have to go off.
Yeah.
Here it comes, right on cue.
Because the game was stopped, because the player isn't going off for a head injury assessment, Jack Hughes will have to stay on the sideline.
2 minutes.
For 2 minutes. Yeah, unfortunately, he just catches a finger from Morgan Gannon.
It's unfortunate for Leigh. Here come Davis and the Leopards. Crunching tackle goes in. Here now the ball works itself wide. We understand that Hughes has now gone off for a HIA, so...
Yeah, Ethan O'Neill's on, so it wasn't a green card.
Keep your green card, referee. Here's the kick across field. Looking towards this near side, collected by Mulhern. Oh, he gets the pass away, but he couldn't find a teammate. Well, it's helter-skelter stuff at the moment. Who's going to hold their nerve in the cauldron at the Leigh Sports Village?
There is a lot of spite and a lot of feeling starting to build in this game now. You see big celebrations.
I think for defence come back. I think he might be saying that Hanley knocked that ball on there, and it is going to be a play of the ball to Leigh, so they do get it back. Mulhern's frustrations are short-lived because his side are going to get another crack at the line here. Here come the Leopards again. Leigh trying to power his way to the line. Couple of metres out, they'll play it now. Leeds defence being tested here. Hodgson can't get away from Newman. All over him. Good aggressive defence from Leeds. They've got to hang tough here. Mulhern bumps one off, goes again. Inside the 10 he goes. Ball now works its way to Leo again. Dummies goes in alone. Can he reach out for the line? No, he can't. Desperation stuff. Gannon involved. Another set restart. Here they come again. Short pass to Lamb. Brand's in again. Double Keenan Brand. He lets Miller know all about it. Second of the evening for him. And Leigh hit back. That spell of pressure leads to points. They halve the deficit.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Leeds Rhinos continually defending their own line. Keenan Brand, much like he did in the first half, hugging his touchline, patiently waiting for the ball to arrive in his hands. Beautiful play, and again a challenge when the try is scored, the ball is put down. Lockie Miller and Brand collide. I'm just noticing in backfield a few verbals, a bit of pushing, a bit of shoving. And Leeds are almost enemies. A couple of mistakes, handing possession over, and you can't do that to a team as good as the Leigh Leopards. Look at that.
Well, Miller, I think, was just trying to keep Brand out of the in-goal area.
It's been bubbling away, Mark, honestly. It takes one to know one, trust me. But that is a little bit of man bags at 10 paces. But if the referee's not alert and aware of what's going on, there might be something else.
Here's the kick for O'Brien. He's missed 2 from this angle. Sends this one on the way. He's got it. What a time to deliver that.
Well, Lachlan Lamb with those try assists now. Ball in hand. Hungry for possession. Whenever in the right end of the field, Lachlan Lamb, he's the go-to player. He's your key indicator. But you've got to be good. You've got to be flawless in attack and defence.
Here's Miller. Gets it away. Collected by Leigh. Bit of a juggle. Leo brings it forward. Will get up to the 10 nearly. So Leeds' error was punished. Here's Mulhern. What a game. It always felt it was going to be a knife-edge stuff tonight. And it is exactly that here. You wouldn't want to pick a winner from here.
What a terrific atmosphere Leigh Sports Village is now. Before the game with all the pyrotechnics and the entertainment, and then as soon as the game kicks off, this is what you're treated to.
Here's Hodgson, almost away. Great tackle, last-ditch stuff on the ground there from Watkins. Last one. Hodgson inches away from breaking free. Lamb just rolls it over the top. Says to Miller, collect it on the touchline. He will, and he's engulfed by red and white and tackled 15 off the line.
Lockie Miller comes in field. He knows the closer to that sideline he is, the more dangerous it is.
Substitution for the Rhinos coming off number 28, Cal Watkins, going on number 10.
Good run from Hankinson. There's Edwin Ipape looking to come back on the field. We mentioned earlier on they came back from 16-8 down last week to Warrington. They left it mighty late there. They've given themselves a little bit more time here. Last one for the Rhinos. Here's Croft, going to run it. He's going to run it, gets ankle tap, finds a pass. Newman's kick, those a pretty wobbly one, and it goes down the sideline. And that will give the Leopards the ball 25 out from their own line.
He is prone to that. Brodie Croft running on the last tackle. It's a hurried offload. Leeds will just be glad that they got boot to ball. Leigh will just be glad that it goes over the sideline. They'll get to restart the set of 6 midfield, centre field.
Look at that, the stats. Well, a kick from hand meters from Leigh dwarfs the Leeds one, and play the balls in the opposition 20, 6 more, but yet Leeds are still in front. You're right to mention, though, the game day experience here. It is so much better than it used to be here. Great atmosphere. The fans all getting involved, playing their part from both sides as well. Here's Lamb, takes it into the line.
Winning helps, doesn't it? Winning helps. It's a good side, Adrian Lamb. Coaches a good side, allows them to play, and there's some entertaining rugby league on show.
There's Frankie Alton. Wrapped up 25 out from the Leeds line. Last one. O'Brien under pressure. Kick charge down. That was played out. Was it gathered cleanly? It was. And here come the Leopards with another set of 6 then. Always the danger of the kick pressure. If you get a hand on it. Oh, this is going to be a penalty, is it? Referee stopping it here.
I think he'll let them untangle and set and start again. Kick charge down from Jared O'Connor, gives repeat possession.
Here's Matt Davis. A bit of a standing order from the bench for the Leopards these days. Here's Ipape. Ipape dummies, goes alone. Tackled 10 out by Bentley. Well, it's been topsy-turvy. Are we going to see Leigh go back in front here? Lamb gets it wide. Tessinu gets away from one. Tessinu angling back in. Hall bumps it off here, gets it to Ipape. 10 out, desperate defence. Gannon hanging on, last one. They're going to that left. No, they're not. They're coming back here. Hanley gets it away. Tessinu! Think he might have been held up. And Leeds survive again.
You felt for all money that Tessinu would put that ball down. Wonderful offloading abilities here. Hanley to the big man. He does everything correct. The fullback places himself, clamps himself to the big centre, puts himself between the ball and the ground.
Great effort from Leeds defensively. Needed to be. There were some great last-ditch tackles in there to keep the Leopards out. Well, Sam did call it before we kicked off. Golden point, he said, might be on the agenda.
These fans will be delighted if there's a bit more than 80 minutes.
They will, but here come Leeds. Hanley, beautiful footwork, gets him up and over his own 40. Plays it now. Here goes Gannon, not the best pass, bounces kindly for Connor. He gets it to Miller. Miller gets it wide to Newman. Newman looking to get back at Tessie New. But the scramble will get to him. And the tackle made just in the field of play. Newman furious.
Yeah.
Oh, he's given away a penalty here. He's given away a penalty for dissent.
Mainly in rugby league, you get what you deserve. He's complaining about something. It's a high shot, it's a high challenge. He's asking his referee to his captain for a challenge.
Well, they are going to challenge. Let's hear from Chris Kendall then.
Double substitution for the Leopards, coming off number 22, Ben McNamara, and number 10.
There's obviously a dissent given, which they can't challenge that bit, but they're challenging. It was a high tackle previous.
22, Joe, overhead Garlic.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Leeds are challenging the decision. They're claiming there's been a prior breach of a high tackle on Harry Newman. If we go slow, does New make contact with the head? Have we got any other angle on that, please? Go slow, please. Does New make contact with Newman's head? Have we got any other angle? This might be the one. Okay, go slow at this point, please. Might need to go back to the first angle if we've not got anything else. Let's go from this. Okay, can we go to the very first angle that was shown, please? Okay, go slow at this point. We're looking at Tessie New's shoulder. That makes contact with Newman's head. I've viewed the angles I need. I've made my decision.
Well, Harry Newman was adamant. He was adamant, Barry McDermott. What about yourself?
Listen, I think at the point the challenge goes in, he still has a job to do. His job isn't to turn around and complain to the referee. That's the first thing he does, Harry Newman. And those are the sort of glitches in his game he's got to tidy up.
But he's won his side a penalty.
Get on with your job, Mark. His job isn't to be the referee.
Well, it was a good challenge in the end. Quarter of the game to go. It is on a knife edge. It's starting to bubble up on the field as well. Miller kicks towards the sideline. Brad Arthur looks on. Some big questions to be answered. Will Leigh be second? Will Leeds be fourth? Here now is Croft. Gets it away. All carried forward inside the 20. Leigh, their turn to defend their line. Croft gets it away to Cassell. Finds Miller. Miller puts the brakes on, goes again. Wrapped up 10 out from the line. Palacia going for the line himself. Gets a few post-contact meters, but can't quite get all the way over the whitewash. Here now the ball goes back. Here's Croft. Croft just drops it back for Miller, thinking about the kick through. Now he fires it wide. It wasn't the best pass. Hanley picks it up beautifully. Hanley now straightens up for the line. Leigh will wrap him up. 5 out. Last one for the Rhinos here. Gannon will find Jake Connor. He's going wide again, looking for Newman. Was Newman taken out? No, he wasn't. Tessie New comes up with it, and Leigh survives.
Well, Leeds have consistently done that with that kick. Put it on the head of Tessie New. Make him have to collect the ball. Make him almost, as he collects the ball, he's met with a challenge and they can control the big man.
Jack Hughes has passed his head injury assessment. Tomorrow night, Warrington Wigan, 7:30 Sky Sports action. Wakefield St Helens, 7:55 Sky Sports Plus. Huge weekend for the playoff picture. Hull KR, the leaders, take on Castleford Saturday afternoon, followed by Huddersfield Catalans, both those on Sky Sports Plus. And Hull FC take on Salford. There's another deep kick downfield, looking for the 40-20. Oh, he's got it! He's got it! Lamb says anything that Jake Connor can do, I can do just as well. Is that a game changer? He's kicked it from his 30.
Well, clutch player, clutch moment. Gets the angle right, distance right, weight right.
They got that ball in that set on their own try line. Now they're attacking the Leeds line. Here they go forward. Offengawi takes it in. Ipape, 5 out. Lamb back to Trout. Trout wrapped up. Leeds, to be fair, their goal line defence has been magnificent, but it's getting a close interrogation here. O'Brien short, good defence. O'Neill turned away. Jake Connor all over him. Here now O'Brien. Offengawi knows the way to the try line, and he's going to be stopped a couple of metres out. Desperately trying to keep it alive. Ipape waits, will fire it to Lamb. Lamb gets it to Tessinu, turns it back for Hodgson. Hodgson through! But did he ground it? Did he ground it? Bailey Hodgson. Referee's going to hang it upstairs. Well, this place, the roof about to come off if this try is confirmed.
Okay, we have a live call of try. We're checking for an possible obstruction, and then we're into grounding. Looking at the run of Matt Davis. Okay, take this back. We've got a behind shot, please. The responsibility of Davis is to avoid any contact. Run it back, please. Okay, so the lead runner has to avoid any contact. The defender, if we go slow, please. The defender is moving, his path of movement is towards the ball. So it's the responsibility of the lead runner to avoid that contact. Let's play it through from this angle now and rule the level of disadvantage. So we've ruled that there has been a block, but we're then ruling level of disadvantage. Okay, can we go to camera 4, please? Who was the defender? 12. Okay, it was James McDonald. So we're now looking what happened to James McDonald. Okay, he goes to floor. He then has to get up. Okay, the level of disadvantage, in my opinion, is significant, as McDonald would have been able to have an effect on that tackle. I've viewed the angles I need. I've made my decision.
No try, obstruction in the build-up.
Well, you can see that's what Brad Arthur thinks it is. I think James McDonald made a meal of it. There was contact. The disappointment is felt on the terraces.
Well, the
Bailey
Premier League
Hodgson thought he was in.
Yeah. Well, the Premier League's back, Baz, in a week or so's time. You can watch it all unfold on Sky Sports. You see a few more people falling over like that.
I won't be watching it, Mark. Try disallowed for Leigh. What a 40-20 from Lachlan Lamb, though.
Goes to waste in the end. Still 2 points in it.
As this game is going on, this game is going to be won by an involvement of Lachlan Lamb or Jake Connor. I'm convinced of that. It's whichever one of those two fabulous players takes the game by the scruff of the neck.
And what we've got to pay huge credit to Leeds. There've been some big tests on their own line, and they continue to hold out. Just the one try for Brand, second half, after Bentley had scored earlier in the piece for Leeds. 2-point ball game here, just as it was at the break. Last one for Leeds. Can they extend their lead here? They're going now to Jake Connor. He's going to stand it up. Looking to try and get Hankinson on the end of it. Dropped and it's play on. Here's Gannon. Big set here coming. Set restart for Leeds. Nice turn from Cassell. Cassell going for the line. Leigh's turn now to defend desperately on their own whitewash. O'Connor gets it away. Collected by Connor. Gets it wide. Here now is Newman. Newman with a big step. Then the dummy. Then he goes to ground. He ran behind his own player.
He's got to complete the tackle, hasn't it?
He has now done that, I think. The ball here with Palacia. Palacia driving towards the post. A couple of metres out. I think Newman felt that he ran behind his own player. Here's numbers, danger here. Ash Hanley going for the corner. Scrambling Leopards defence. Amila Hanley held out. Ball finds its way to Gannon, finds Miller. Miller gets it to Cassell. He decks the line, 10 out, last one. Leeds have had 2 cracks at it down here. Are they going to come away with some points? Here's Lockie Miller, rolls a kick, collision off the ball, ball grounded in goal. That'll be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, Ash Hanley runs into, is it Hanley? Yamila Hanley. Correct decision by the referee. The ball is grounded behind the in goal. There's just a collision there. Is it what they class as a rugby incident?
It's a goal line restart. 14 remaining. Leeds fans trying to make themselves heard here. There they are. Good numbers have made the trip over here. They've gone short. Leigh have gone short. Ball batted back. Should be picked up by O'Connor. He couldn't collect it. He couldn't collect it.
Well, Jared O'Connor didn't for a million years expect that ball to be bouncing towards him. Sees the try line in front of him. Frustration on his face. Been a big week for Jared O'Connor. Welcomed his first child into the world. First-time father, Jared O'Connor. Just couldn't get hold of the ball.
Yeah, I think Ryan Hall might have been saying to him, just jump on the ball, and Brad Arthur might think the same thing. That would have been another set 10 metres out, but Leigh survive. Possession still in Leigh's favour. More errors from Leeds. Look at that, more play of the balls in the opposition 20 for Leigh, but they've not turned it into points.
That's been the case all night, hasn't it? They've had the better side of most of the statistics, Leigh Leopard.
But again, I'll praise that Leeds goal line defence. It has turned the Leopards away, but for how long? Fangawi offloads it. The ranging run there of Trout trying to get the arm free.
Yeah, he was looking for an offload, wasn't he?
Last one though here. Is there another deep kick? There is from Lamb. Miller stands to collect on the full. Heads off forward here. Gets round one, but O'Brien with help from Offengawa gets his man.
Well, this game again, it's got higher and higher in intensity. We're nearly in the last 10 minutes. We're still unsure and uncertain of the winner.
Well, a reminder, if the Leopards can win, they will go into the top 2 at the expense of the champions Wigan. For Leeds, if they can hang on, they'll go above St Helens. They've got that mouth-watering tie at Wakefield tomorrow night. Nice one for Leeds. Here's Connor, sends it high. Brand comes to collect it. Collects it, falls to the ground. Now tries to gain some ground, but he's collected by Jared O'Connor. 15 out from the line, 11 left. They left it late last week against Warrington. Are they going to repeat the feat here? Here's Charlie, not seen too much of him ball in hand tonight. Here's Tessie New, passes at the line.
It hasn't been that sort of game, has it? It hasn't been an open game. There's been plenty of ball movement, but it's been brutal.
Ball out wide here to Brand. Looks to get past Hankinson, but help from Hanley arrives. 2 left in the set. What Leigh give for a penalty here? Ngawi just straightens up, looks to get towards halfway. Well, these two may well meet in the playoffs. This is playoff intensity. Ball bounces for Hanley. Is it a set restart? Ball on the ground. And that's a win for Leeds, you'd have to say. Miller. Over the halfway line. Advantage to the Rhinos, but it's a slender one. Here's Ryan Hall looking for work. Inside the 40 he goes. Palacia takes it in. That disallowed try from Bailey Hodgson. Here now is Brodie Croft. Croft inside the 20, thought about the offload. It was on, but he held on to it. Last one. O'Connor's got Miller to his left. Miller with a big step, needs to find a pass, slips out of one tackle, fires it wide. It's an awful pass. It was an awful pass.
Yeah, that play broke down the tackle before. Brodie Croft caught in possession, nobody with him. It ends up with the fullback. I'm going to credit Leigh. They've done that consistently, put pressure on Leeds at the back end of the set. Jake Connor's been good with his kicks, but if Jake Connor hasn't taken control, it's looked sloppy and messy.
It has. All over the 20. Into the final 9 we go. A tight tussle was expected by many. That's exactly what we've got here. So much different to that free-scoring affair at Headingley. His body's in motion. Good tackle, Ash Hanley. Was Hankinson late there? No, he wasn't. Here's Brand. Brand scampers infield. No real gain. They're struggling to get over halfway here, the Leopards. Pape goes to O'Brien, who arrows the kick down the sideline, but I think Leeds will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, both teams will take that one. Gareth O'Brien just nudges the ball over the sideline. It's almost like they're mentally and emotionally getting ready and preparing themselves for the last 6 or 7 minutes. And as we've mentioned a few times, it's around about this point now where they've started to take the game away from Warrington Wolves in the last fixture.
Trouble is, if you keep having to go to the well late on, there's going to come a time where you come up dry. Leeds have been on the wrong end of some close games.
Sam Lasoni is on for Leeds.
And here he is now.
Oh! Well, Joe Offengawi off the line, trying to get hold of the big man, just misses.
This will be a massive win for Leeds. Built on strong defence. Here's Miller. Miller looking to probe, looking to break through. Backs himself. Last one. Hankinson delivers to Connor. Connor's going to send it high. Hodgson's dropped a couple. He needs to catch this, and he does. He needs to catch it, and he does catch it.
Good take. Hey, I'm going to pull you on that. Are you giving Leeds the win now?
You said it will be a massive win.
Without
7
a doubt,
left.
it'd be a huge win. The game is still in the balance. There might still be a twist in the tail here.
It may well be. Here's Tessie New. Gets an offload away. Goes to ground. It bounced kindly. Trout gets it. He gets it away now. Gets some valuable extra meters. They need to get inside Leeds territory. They've not managed that in their last few sets. Here is Offengawi again. Leeds clamp the ball. 2 tackles remaining here. They need a bit of brilliance. O'Brien gets it away. Ooh, swinging arm there. Last one again. They failed to get to halfway. O'Brien, an end-over-end kick. Was he hit late? Leigh appeal. Ball might bounce for them here. Collected by Newman.
Every clash, every collision, every incident, everybody's leaning forward out of the seat. just 5 minutes left on the clock.
Great run from Miller. A try for Leeds, surely wraps it up. Ball's come free. Ball's come free. Well, it's offloaded here, and Leigh are going to get a bonus possession here. Can they turn it into something? Here's a Myler Hanley. Here's how the ball came free.
Kyle Trout is the only one that believes he's entitled to take that ball away.
Here now he's Lamb, did well to hang on to it, chips out wide, he's looking for Charlie, collects it in full flight, can't keep it in. Lamb can't believe it. That was tackle 3. Was that the right play? Here, this could be a good play. It is a good play. But they can't quite get O'Connor over the sideline. We're talking about inches now.
A couple of years, the strapline of the game was every moment matters. In this game, every single moment matters.
Well, they got a lucky break there, Leigh, but they couldn't make it count.
Well, you'd have backed him, wouldn't you? Josh Charnley in open space, somehow fumbles the ball.
Good run there, Jenkins. Leeds needed that. Over halfway they go. Here now is Watkins. Watkins looking for the pass to Miller. Miller stumbles through, got Croft with him. Croft to win it for Leeds. Brodie Croft denied early on. Scores late. And it's a try that might just send Leeds into the top 4. Croft, former man of steel, celebrates. And Leeds fans celebrate. And if Connor can convert, Leeds surely are jumping above St Helens into the top 4.
Leeds finding energy in the last couple of minutes of this game, pushing into the next hole. It's Lockie Miller who provides that spark. Well, let's go back and rewind to the Josh Charnley incident. It's a beautifully weighted kick, and it just falls out of the hands of Josh Charnley. Fails to get hold of the ball. Reaction from Adrian Lamb is despair. And Jared O'Connor jumps out the short side, comes back to the open, and Callum Watkins, who Sam Tompkins and John Wilkin highlighted before the game, has there been a better mid-season signing than Callum Watkins in 2025? I don't think so. Cool as you like, Lockie Miller hands it on to Brodie Croft, and that's the game.
There's the coach. Will we see that in 2026? We'll find out on Monday. But for Brodie Croft, that means a lot to him. He enjoyed that, and he'll enjoy this kick as well. Because this kick for an 8-point lead. Corner will take his time. 2 from 3 tonight. And this, a massive 2 points for the Rhinos. Connor strikes it, through the middle it goes. The Leeds fans are celebrating. They lead by 8.
And you said it, Matt, you said if Leeds get the win here, it is a huge win for them in the context of this season. Well, wins like this come off the back of experienced players who turn up in the big moments. You see 3 of Leeds Rhinos' biggest game players there, Lockie Miller, Brodie Croft and Callum Watkins. Outstanding contributions by all 3.
Short restart, it's a good one. Who comes up with it here? Oh, juggled back, and Leeds get it. And Connor falls to the ground. Josh Charnley couldn't collect at one end, and Leeds score at the other, and now they're going to run the clock down here. They're going to do the double over the Leopards. Leigh's great run of form comes to an end. Adrian Lamb looks shell-shocked. They're still in good shape, the Leopards.
It's 4 on the trot for Leeds against Leigh. They did the double last year, but this Leigh Leopards side in 2025 will be in the mix at the end of the year.
They will, but based on this, so will Leeds. Puts pressure on St Helens tomorrow, go to Wakefield. Wigan will stay in the top 2. Connor batters the ball into touch. Time the enemy of the Leigh Leopards. Brad Arthur looks on. Another big test of his side, but tonight they come out on the right end of it.
He's managed the game really well, Jake Connor. He wasn't involved in that last play. He wasn't involved in the try that took the game towards the Rhinos, but he's been involved in most things. Really matured into that half-back standoff role for Leeds. Could have been such a different story, couldn't it, if Josh Charlie pouches that ball.
Yeah, well, they went for the kick, ball's come free. Leeds are going to get it back, and that's it. The countdown to victory is on. O'Brien gambled, and the Leopards come up dry.
He's got to do it, hasn't he? He's got to try it.
There's a bit of pushing and shoving here, and guess who's involved? Well, Brad Arthur knows the job's done. A handshake with Ian Blease. Jake Connor getting involved, and Ash Hanley just says, look, leave it alone. We've done what we came here to do.
You're not going to put Jake Connor off his game. They've been at each other all day, haven't they, Lachlan Lamb and Jake Connor? The big fella just chips in to look after his halfback. But Jake Connor feeds off that kind of stuff. You see him shouting and gesturing towards the crowd. He absorbs it all, turns it into positive energy most of the time, Mark.
Well, Arthur looks pretty pleased with himself, pretty pleased with his side. Disappointment at Wakefield a couple of weeks ago. Well, they come and win a tight one here against one of their huge playoff rivals. Here's Ryan Hall. Is there a bit of icing on the cake for Leeds? Are they going to turn the screw? These two could yet meet further down the line. Here's Bentley, who's tried just after half-time. Oh, he's lost it. That'll be play on. Leeds will fall on it, and that'll kill the clock, and that will do it. Time ticking down. It'll be the Leeds fans you'll hear here at the Leigh Sports Village. A big night for Brad Arthur and the Rhinos, and it's those in blue and amber that will be heading home with 2 points in their pocket. We'll find out what the long-term future of Brad Arthur is on Monday, but the short-term future for the Rhinos is bright. They look destined for a spot in the playoffs. They move 4th in the table at the expense of St Helens, who get their turn tomorrow night. Brodie Cross trying late on, wrapped it up for Leeds. Leigh led 8 points to 0. Look at Adrian Lamb, he is absolutely devastated. Devastated. He cannot believe that his side have not won tonight. But credit Leeds, their goal line defence when tested, and it was tested for large parts in that game. The goal line defence was excellent. Full time then here at the Leigh Sports Village. Leigh's run comes to an end. It's Leigh 14, Leeds Rhinos 22.